Hello, everybody. And hey,
Hello.
Francie.
Hi, Ever.
Nice to be with you.
Very much. I adore
Yeah,
you.
I adore you
Mm-mm.
too.
Many, many, many years, right, of change and choices and change and choices and change.
Yes.
Many years.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep. And many to come.
indeed.
Yeah. Yeah. So we are here. We're actually going to be meeting up and with lots of other people as well for a New Year's celebration of magnitude, I would say, at the end of the year at the Castello di Casal Borgone in northern Italy. And Francesca is going to be doing a Access Business and Money one-day class. We have a New Year's Eve masquerade ball. I'm doing a 3-day body class after that. And we wanted to just come and share, invite you all to come and play and share some just the massive invitation that the castle is for something very different.
Wow, it is. Well, we're a big fan of a castle no matter what. And I personally had the fortune, like, I was so lucky to went there with Gary and Jane really since the beginning when the castle was not even their property, was nothing. And I remember Gary walking through the stairs, and looking at, and I was following him because everything was a little bit not so secure. So I would just follow him to make sure that, he would have been safe. And I remember seeing him and having the rooms and the walls talking to him. Of course, there was no sound, but there was an energy that he was being, and I was astonished. The first time ever I've been seeing something like that, someone that literally, out of any logic, asked for a castle to show up, and a castle show up. Many, very different, you know.
Yeah.
And he,
And
so go ahead,
I
yeah.
just want to say really quick for anybody who doesn't know who Gary and Dane are, they are the creators of Access Consciousness and the owners of the castle, along with some other people. And Gary asked for a castle. I remember when he was like, I'd like to have a castle, and then this castle showed up. It was so cool.
So funny.
Yeah.
And many other stories after that. And thank you
Hmm.
for pointing. But it's also for me, like as you say, like it's such an invitation. And during the years, it's been such an invitation for me to choose greater.
Yeah.
And I know it seems very simple, just saying like that. But actually, it's been a process of, when you get out of this your comfort zone, right? And like
Like all the time, every
all
day.
the time. And I mean, people might tell us, "Oh my God, you are too much," or "Why would you choose so much? Why
Yeah.
would you like to stay in a place that's so luxurious, right?" At the same time, I'd be actually more expensive than something else, But not based on like for me, it's always been like this invitation of pushing me, like, and seeing that it's my reality, that elegance,
Yeah.
that ease, that it's not perfection because there is no perfection. Gary Douglas shows how things are changing all the time. So it's not, the elegance is not perfect, but invites you to see what is actually uh, the greatness that you could choose for you. What is that? The inspiration. So, and what has been
Yeah.
for you? I mean, I didn't even know you were facilitating a class when I chose to do it. I chose it. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Well, actually, it's funny because the creation of this class, I I I was looking at, I was just looking at going to the castle for New Year's just because, and the ball hadn't been created or anything. It was just like Brian, my partner, and I were like, let's go to the castle for New Year's. And and then I was like, "Oh, I could do a 3-day body class. That would be really cool." And
Yummy.
yeah, and so we planned to do it in the castle, the Casa Camellia. Like at first I was like, let's just have a little intimate, 10 people, you know, and Marco Tessiore, my host, we talked and he said, "Are you crazy?" He was like, what are you doing? You know, he was like, go big, because I wasn't going to do it in the big ballroom. And I was like, oh, and I think that is what the castle does. It's like, hello, you could choose way bigger than that, And I went, wow, yeah, okay, let's do it in the ballroom, and it literally, and Marco was like, what would it take for there to be something on New Year's Eve, at the castle? Because Diva who runs the castle, she had said, there's not going to be a whole lot going on, da da da. And about 20 minutes after I had this conversation with Marco, Diva messaged me and said, we're having a ball on New Year's Eve.
No, you haven't contributed any holes to that.
And I went, okay, now this is starting to really match what I know, what I would like to actually have and create and experience, and and then your class, and now it has this sense to me of like this whole, like a real, many days long party and beautiful people and just, but that's really, the first time I went to the castle, Brian and I went we saw it from the outside. It hadn't even, the renovations hadn't been started. We just wanted to see it and we couldn't get in, but we went and just said hi to it, and saw this little town, Casal Borgone. And it was this sleepy little town. And we were like, wow, it's kind of dead here, and then I went back, I don't know, a few years ago, we had the brilliance class, we had there, and I was there for that. And it was like, I walked into that place and I was like, I'm home.
Exactly.
I am home. And just the like intense space and silence and beauty and elegance, an invitation to really choose and live like we know that we can, and seeing what it's done to the town, and like how much the town has really flourished. Like the castle adds this flourishing energy to anybody and anything that's willing to have it.
Exactly. They're on their way and it's willing to have it, right? Because absolutely. Thank you. That's such a great, I'm just looking for my gloves because it's super cold here. I have to be outside because I have to do something for my body. See? Yesterday when we mentioned that, it's such a joy of business, body energy, no matter what, right? But it's also,
totally,
for me, it's been like, what would I do? Like I've been in the last year, like, you are a very successful access consciousness facilitator and much more, like I will say so successful because how I see you and what are you choosing, what are you creating, and what are you inspiring people to be, no matter what, like it's wonderful. And there is a joy that surrounded you so much. And also you work with access as well. You're very successful in that too. I work with Access and I became the worldwide coordinator. And the last year, I haven't really done many classes on myself as a facilitator. And it's been actually the first time in a couple of months, but many things that happened to my body as well, because it's interesting how, anyway, we're talking about bodies, right? And as you will have the class about bodies. So, and I had to literally look at my choices in such a different way. In Access, we talk much about not judging us, but being always in the question. And if you're willing to not judge your choices, but to look at what your choice creates, that's where you will see new possibilities right now. And it's a long process, right? Like,
yes.
You get it. But one of the things about myself, like and in literally like probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I was talking with Diva that she's the manager of the castle. She's such a good friend of mine. because I'm climbing to the bowl, right? And New Year's Eve. And then I'm like, what else can I do? And I was looking as well to have the class in a small room that was less expensive, as you did. And then I'm like, well, but I can live stream it too. And the like the ballroom is such a majestic place to be. And
Yeah.
talking about, I'm doing a class about access, money, and business. Shall I make the first choice of the class to be saving the money? Because I'm afraid. Like, whoa, so did it. And no matter what, and then when you made a choice that creates greater for you, right? But that's why the castle is inviting you, shooting to receive it. Everything fall in place. I had the tech people there. They will have, all of that. And I'm like, okay, what else? Because these classes from the 3-day body class, and you are also an Access Joy Business facilitator, and the Access Joy Business classes for me has been as well like such a gift. I learned so much, and how much I learned as well on the body classes. But in all the classes, what did I learn was mainly to be more myself, right? And anyway. And I know I'm going everywhere with this conversation.
Oh, I love it though. It's beautiful. It's really cool. And, and the joy of business to me is, it really is about everything, it is about including our bodies. It is about creating more money. It is about but really all of that, from the joy of living, the elegance of living, what is actually fun for us. And that's different for everybody. And when I found the joy of business, for me, I was like, I always joke that my first class with Simone Milicis, who's the creator of Joy of Business, I was on the edge of my seat, and I had my own private microphone the whole weekend. I'm like, okay, hold on. Now this, now this, now this, and there were all these tables in the room, massage tables for people to get their bars run. And I was like, I can get my bars run later. I need to I have a million questions, and I'm so excited about what you're talking about, because it was finally somebody speaking what actually made sense to me with business, and that business is the adventure of living, of being alive, and choosing these things. I'm going to have this in the ballroom because that's what I would like to create. That's what I would like to have, I'd like to be in the ballroom. Would anybody else like to be in the ballroom?
If you don't, it's your problem. But it's true, because you have 3-day class, and that's what I want to be, just watching a death ceiling, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
People having the body process done in the silent but so spacey room, and looking at the ceilings, the painting, and everything that's around that place, because everything captures your attention and contribute to you. Every little piece that's have been included in the cast. So that's the amazingness. So we are excited.
Yes. So Francesca's class is on December 30th, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to also be live streamed. It's a 1-day Access Business and Money class. So that's a Joy Business class. And then on the 31st, there is the New Year's Masquerade Ball happening that evening. I'm so excited. It's going to be really fun.
I saw your dress. I need to buy mine. So it must be outrageous.
Yes, super fun planning for that. And then the following day, on January 1st through 3rd, we're doing a 3-day body class to really just go into 2023 with amazing possibilities, really, and so much joy and beauty.
Thank you.
So thank you. So it's all on the Access Consciousness website and all of that. And do you have a website too? Or
I do. It's all in the website too. My the Access Conscious website as well. My website is Francesca. Anyway, we will put all the links down there. Like Francesca Fiorentini, it's pretty easy to find as well. There are not many. Heather too. You have your It's really
Heather Nichols. Yeah.
If you have any question, you can contact us. But it's also, what could you choose? They will be so uncomfortable for you.
I love that question.
As to end the year and begin a new one with different, possibilities. And
a completely different choice.
What would that
Yeah.
create?
Yeah.
It's funny
I love
because
it.
when you make it about the money, when you make it about everything is in, it's always brings you less money. Lately, I've been doing the opposite. I've been just choosing, and then like whoop, and everything showed up no matter what.
That's so cool.
Follow that joy that you were talking about. So
Yes.
good,
Yes.
great. We're waiting
Beautiful.
for you. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay. See
Heather,
you
for having me
soon.
here.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Thank you. Mwah. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.